Hello and welcome. We're in Leichardt Street in Brisbane, just walking down Leichardt Street this afternoon on the 24th of January 2026. It's just after 6 p.m. as we live stream this. We're not in London, although I'll be doing. Oh, it's windy, isn't it? It's very windy. Yeah, we're not in London, although I'll be doing a live stream from London in about 16 weeks, and I'll do a few live streams while I'm in London, and we'll even be going over to the Cornwall area, Port Isaac, where they filmed Doc Martin, so we'll have a walk around there as well. But that's in about 16 weeks. Right now I'm in Downing Street, not in London but in Brisbane, and I'm just going to show you this building here. There it is. Number 10 Downing. So I wonder if the English Prime Minister stays there when he's in Brisbane. I doubt it. Let's walk back up Downing and get onto Leichardt Street again. Here we are, back onto Leichardt. If this was winter, yeah, it'd be completely dark. We're in the Spring Hill area of Brisbane right now. Doing some work there. They've got the facade of that building there, and they've kept the facade. There's nothing behind it though. Except that little dwelling there. But yeah, I don't know what they're going to do there, but they've saved the front of that building anyway. area, Spring Hill area of Brisbane. If you look down that way, that goes into the CBD, Central Business District, but we'll keep going along Leichardt Street. Many people around, walking around on the footpaths up this way anyway. Here we are, still in Spring Hill. We continue down Leichardt Street. There's St Paul's Presbyterian Church. Now we're in St Paul's Terrace by the looks of it. Some of these older homes that have been restored. That one's obviously being raised. Brisbane State School over there, or Central School. Brisbane Central State School over there, over the road. I'm going to go past some of these cliffs here. Look at that house up the top there. What a big place too. This area. Okay, we might go down Warren Street now and head in toward the CBD. Hi 1344 IJGBK. How are you? Anyway, we're going down Warren, heading toward the city. It'll be a while before we get into the CBD anyway. But here we are on Barry Parade. Turn this mic off for a second here. Okay, microphone back on. If I'm passing the sound of music, I try to turn the mic off. You've got to be pretty quick though, I think. Might have got a little bit of music on there, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's just to avoid the copyright issues, or try to. Tommy, Brisbane, you say, good afternoon, it's a lovely day for a walk. Love seeing the mix of architecture, old and new. Brisbane has certainly changed a lot over the 40 years that I've been there. Yes, it has changed quite a bit. You see a lot of changes along the Brisbane River, particularly with the new bridges. There's the Green Bridge going over toward Kangaroo Point Cliffs, and there's the new casino and the walk bridge going between South Bank and the casino, which is on the north, the CBD side of the river. But lots of other changes too. We've just come from Spring Hill and we're heading in toward the CBD. I might try and cross where these lights are. There's a guy who wanted to build a massive cathedral here in Brisbane. He's dead now, but part of the model that he had is still here. And I'll show you that in a sec when we get across the lights. It's not the model of the whole cathedral, but just part of it, the dome, just the dome part of the cathedral. There might be some sort of a plaque there to explain it a bit more, I'm not sure. Here we go. There it is there. That's the base of it you're looking at there. But that's the dome, see, around the side there? It's laying on its side, obviously. It's part of the model. Let's have a look. Is there a plaque there? The plaque has been ripped off. So I've got no more information on it, but yeah, a guy was wanting to build this massive cathedral in Brisbane, and that's part of the model he had prepared for it, the dome part. That's the thing, you know, it's so annoying. Some of these information plaques are just gone. You see the Story Bridge in between those buildings? Can you see a bridge just through there? Way in the distance. Here we go. Dog and burger places just set up there temporarily. Nice and cool compared to earlier on in the day. Just dropped my hat. Starting to get a little bit darker now. So we're travelling up Ann Street. And don't forget, we'll be in London in about 16 weeks. So I aim to do a few live streams from London. And also over in the Cornwall area, Port Isaac, where they filmed Doc Martin. In the series they called it Port Wen, but yeah, Port Isaac. So we'll walk around. If you're familiar with the TV series Doc Martin, we'll be walking around that area too. In Paris, near the Eiffel Tower, we'll show you some of that as we walk around there. And maybe, not guaranteed, but maybe back in England, the city of Bath, B-A-T-H, where you see those old Roman baths. So that'll be in about 4 months, 16 weeks. And we'll see if we can show you Westminster Abbey when we're in London as well, which was extremely old church. I think it was built around, please correct me if I'm wrong, I think around 1611. So we'll head down to where the eternal flame is, where every Anzac Day there's a commemoration of the fallen in all the wars. So Anzac stands for Australian and New Zealand Army Corps. That's commemorating the Anzac Day, commemorates the first landing at Gallipoli during the First World War. But Anzac Day also commemorates all other wars and those who sacrificed a great deal for our freedom. But Anzac Day is usually in April. Down toward the Central Railway Station. That's the main railway station in the Brisbane Central Business District. There's Central Railway Station just across there. All the trains and all the platforms are all behind there. And there's a tunnel that leads underneath. You can go through the front if you want, but there's a tunnel that leads underneath this road here that you see. It goes underneath Ann Street, leading into the railway platforms. I'll show you where that tunnel is in just a sec. there's Central Station, and it's just gone 25 to 7. That's the eternal flame I was telling you about. There's always ceremonies around here, particularly Anzac Day. So the men and women who, by patriotism and sacrifice, served their country during the Great Wars, 1914 to 1918, 1939 to 1945, and in hallowed memory of those who made the supreme sacrifice, this monument is erected by the people of Queensland. And you've got statues depicting scenes from the various wars. That's that tunnel I was telling you about that leads under Ann Street and goes to the various railway platforms all the way under there. Some of the scenes that I was telling you about. The Vietnam Memorial right there. Those Australians and Allies who died or suffered as a result of service in South Vietnam, 1962 to 1973. Has to do with Papua New Guinea, I'm guessing. Southwest Pacific Campaign. This memorial depicts a wounded Australian soldier descending the Kokoda Trail, assisted by a strong, dependable Papua New Guinean leading him to safety. They're being passed by a fresh, determined soldier resolute in the task ahead. And did you know the Salvation Army were also on the Kokoda Trail during World War II, serving the soldiers with a hot cup of tea or coffee, consoling the soldiers, perhaps consoling them with mates that had died or themselves being injured, making sure that the deceased, their belongings got home, praying for them, and they were right there amongst them. And there's more statues further over. As it gets closer to Anzac Day, we might be able to do a complete maybe a complete walk around of all of those statues and scenes. where we've been walking so far, all the way down Leichardt Street and in the Spring Hill area, there hasn't been many pedestrians, but as we get closer into the CBD, I see it, there's quite a few people as we get closer. All right, I might leave it here. We're almost at the Queen Street Mall. And we've done a few walks in the Queen Street Mall, so I might just leave it here and say good day to you or good night to you. And please consider subscribing. For those who have been with me during the live stream, I thank you so much. And for those who are catching up on this later, hello to you too, and thank you for watching. Have a great day wherever you are. Bye for now.